All right, everybody, we are back this week with WrestleMania 41 predictions. Now, I don't really cover current day WWE too much on my channel anymore, and I'll try to get more into wrestling going forward because I do realize that those videos probably get more views than my MMA predictions, but I just am a little bit more passionate about breaking down the UFC. But it's WrestleMania week, baby. We got to have predictions up for the grandest stage of them all. And for a pretty highly anticipated main event, considering John Cena has finally turned heel and, became the quote-unquote bad guy in the WWE, which is something we've been waiting for about 20 years at this point. So let's kick it off. Let's get into WrestleMania. The matches I'm breaking down, it's not in complete correct order. I did them in terms of what I believe to be the most important matches. So we start out with the lesser, work our way up to the main event of night 2. Every single prediction is going to be in one video. I'm not going to split it up night 1, night 2. We're going to go right off the rip and we're going to kick it off. So let's get into WrestleMania 41 preview and predictions. All right, so first matchup is for the Women's Tag Team Championships. You have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez taking on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. I'm going to be honest, guys. I haven't kept up with the women's division much aside from the main events. And I really have no idea who's going to win this match. But based off of what I know about both of these teams, which isn't much, I'm not going to lie to you. I'll go out on a limb and say, you know what? I think they're going to build Liv Morgan up as a singles competitor, keep building her up as a singles competitor more than a tag team competitor. So I'm going to go with new tag team champions. I'm going to go with Lyra Valkyria and Bayley to win the championships at WrestleMania to kick off the show. And yeah, I don't really have much to say about this match. I don't think a lot of people are highly anticipating this match, but I think Liv Morgan's better off as a singles competitor than in a tag team. So I'm going to say they drop the titles here. Maybe it's by some fluky finish, but give me Lyra Valkyria and Bayley to be the new champs. All right, next up, we've got El Grande Americano taking on Rey Mysterio. Chad Gable versus Mysterio. Listen, going to be a good match. Might be one of the best actual wrestling matches on the entire show. But when it comes to a winner, I think El Grande Americano wins this one. There's no reason for Mysterio to get the win, and I think he's probably here to put over Chad Gable. This would be one of, if not the biggest wins of Chad Gable's career. So I'm going to say El Grande Americano gets the job done here. I know they've been feuding, and I'm sure he'll unmask after the match, and, something will happen. But I'm going to say El Grande Americano gets the job done with, like, a fluky roll-up or grabs the tights and ends up winning. Like I said, I just don't see a reason for Mysterio to win. So I'm going to say Americano wins this, a.k.a. Chad Gable gets one over on Mysterio. All right, next up, Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I'm going to say this. Jade Cargill's probably had one of the most anticlimactic signings to the WWE after coming over from AEW. Everybody kind of thought Triple H was going to push her. And, she's had some matches, but she hasn't really done anything in terms of what the fans were expecting from her. I think they expected a huge push right off the bat, championship, long reign. It didn't happen. It's more of a slow burn build under Triple H for Jade Cargill, but I think she gets her first WrestleMania win here. There's no reason for Naomi to get the win. What's the point? If anything, this would hurt Jade Cargill more for Naomi to win than it would hurt Naomi for Jade Cargill to win. So I'm going to say Jade Cargill gets the job done here. Clean finish, clean victory. I don't know, maybe 5-7 minute match, but you got to have Jade Cargill go over. So I'm going to say Cargill gets the job done here and beats Naomi. All right, next up for the United States Championship, you have LA Knight, taking on the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Again, I understand LA Knight, winning the U.S. title, losing it, getting it back. And I know everybody's a huge fan of LA Knight. He's got a lot of charisma. The character works out for him. I'm not a fan of his in-ring style. I think he's very meat and potatoes inside the ring. And I don't really think he has much to offer in terms of really solid match quality. And yeah, when it comes to this match overall, there's no reason for me to see LA Knight leaving with the championship, I think the only thing to do is to have the Samoan Werewolf go over clean. I mean, it'll probably have the interference of Tongaloa, Tama Tonga. I'm sure they're going to interfere and cost LA Knight the championship, and then this feud will continue to carry on post-WrestleMania. But yeah, the Samoan Werewolf is the pick here all day. I think it's pretty clear-cut, sealed, signed, sealed, and delivered. I can't talk today. Sorry for me talking over myself or mixing up my words, but yeah, I got Jacob Fatu winning the championship here. I think he beats LA Knight. I think he has interference from the quote-unquote new bloodline, and I think he goes over on LA Knight. So give me the new United States champion, Jacob Fatu, to walk out of WrestleMania in Las Vegas with the gold. I think he wins. No reason for LA Knight to keep the title. I think the character of LA Knight and everything that goes into him is really solid, but I think his in-ring work just isn't really there, at least in terms of the style I like to enjoy. But it doesn't always have to be there if you have that good of character work. But yeah, I think he drops the title. So give me Jacob Fatu to win the championship and defeat LA Knight at WrestleMania. All right, next up is Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a street fight. I think it's a street fight. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, this is obviously going off of last year's WrestleMania, going off the fact that Damian Priest cashed in the Money in the Bank, won the World Championship off of Drew McIntyre. McIntyre coming back from an injury after the feud with CM Punk, and he wants to get his WrestleMania revenge on Damian Priest. I don't know who's going to win because I think either of these guys, realistically, could get the job done in this match. I think they're going to have a good match. I think it's going to be back and forth. Maybe they get 15 minutes here. But yeah, in terms of a winner, I really think it could go to either guy. I don't think McIntyre needs the win. I think if anybody needs the win more, it's honestly Damian Priest. Because, McIntyre's been floating around that main event scene and the upper mid-card for a really long time, kind of being in limbo. If he wins, let's say he goes after the World Championship, I mean, that's cool, but I don't really want to see Drew McIntyre as the world champion again. There's really no point for him to be the champion at this point. I like Drew McIntyre. I've always been a big fan of him, but I don't think he needs to work up towards the main event championship. Maybe he could fight for the U.S. or the Intercontinental title. I think that would be probably a good step for Drew McIntyre. Get out of the main event, fight for the Intercontinental Championship or something along those lines. But, yeah, in terms of this match overall, I'm going to say McIntyre wins. Like I said, I think Priest needs it more, but I think they want to build up McIntyre. After Damian cashed in, won the world title, kind of stole Drew's WrestleMania moment. I think they're playing into that here, and they want him to get that WrestleMania moment back and get one over on Damian Priest. So I'm going to say Drew McIntyre wins based off that storyline perspective and direction in general. But do I think he's going to go towards the World Championship? I don't really think there's a reason to. I think stick around in the mid-card for a little while and continue to push Priest up towards the main event because he's had less exposure in that area, even though he was the world champion. But you kind of get what I'm saying if, you're picking up what I'm putting down if you're listening to this prediction video. But I'm going to say Drew McIntyre wins. I think he gets the job done. Maybe there's an interference from Finn Balor or something along those lines. But yeah, give me Drew McIntyre to beat Damian Priest and get that WrestleMania win back. All right, next match up, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Really good match here, and you know that they're going to put on a very high-quality match in terms of in-ring work. I think there's been a lot of build-up in this match as well going into WrestleMania, and this might be the Shane McMahon AJ Styles match from WrestleMania 33 that we're getting now at WrestleMania 41. Like, kind of a similar quality where not a lot of people are too hyped up on it, but they're going to, pull out all the stops and really go balls to the wall in terms of the quality of the match overall. In this one in particular, I think, oh man, it's tough because I think either person could win and it would help them, overall. I'm going to say Logan Paul beats AJ Styles. I just feel like he needs it more. I would like to see Styles win. Like if I'm picking a winner for who I want to win, I would like AJ Styles to beat Logan Paul. I mean, realistically, that's what I want to happen. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Logan Paul is going to have a good match, and then he's going to find a way to get the job done. It could be a clean finish. I kind of think he low blows AJ Styles or rakes his eyes and hits him with his finish and then gets the 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say Logan Paul beats AJ Styles. Do I want it to happen? No. Do I think it should happen? Depends on the storyline perspective and where they're really pushing it for either of these guys. But like I said, I haven't watched Raw and SmackDown weekly. I've kept up with like the main event stories, but I haven't kept up with mid-card stories and really much, so I'm not going to have full background on these matches. But going off who I think is going to win, I'm going to say Logan Paul gets the win over AJ Styles. I think he hits him with a cheeky finish, blow, eye rake, exposed turnbuckle, hits his finisher, 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul gets the win over AJ Styles at WrestleMania. So that's my pick. I'm going Logan Paul. Let's move to the next one. All right, next up is the Fatal 4-Way Ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. You have the champion defending his title in Braun Breaker, taking on Finn Balor, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and the newcomer to the WWE and Penta El Cero Miedo. I could see Braun Breaker retaining, but I kind of have a feeling they're pushing Breaker up towards the main event scene, and they want somebody to take the title off of Breaker here. But again, this would be a big win for Breaker defending the championship. So I think you can eliminate Finn Balor. I don't see him winning the title. I think it would draw a lot of heat for Dominic Mysterio to win the title, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I think it really comes down to 2 out of the 4. Does Braun Breaker retain, or do they give the championship to Penta in his first WrestleMania? I'm going to go with option 2. I think they have Penta win this match and become the new Intercontinental Champion. And I think you continue the feud with Penta and Braun Breaker down the line. You continue it for a few more months, and they have a couple more matches, but Breaker starts to move up towards the upper echelon, towards that main event scene, and gets that push. I got to go with Penta here. I think Penta wins the title. I think he becomes the new Intercontinental Champion at his first WrestleMania. And some people might sit here and think, it's his first WrestleMania. He really shouldn't win a championship. Talking about giving people the rub and having to earn your stripes. I mean, I do agree to a certain extent, but I think they see a lot of dollar signs in the character and the in-ring style of Penta. I think they have a lot of big plans for Braun Breaker, and it has to start with him dropping the Intercontinental Championship to really keep those plans going forward. But like I said, I think it comes down to 2 people. I think you can eliminate Dominic Mysterio. I don't really see a reason for him to win, even though I think it would be kind of cool for him to win this match. I don't think it happens. I don't think Finn Balor wins the title here either. So I'm going to say Penta wins the Intercontinental Championship. Probably ends up hitting the Destroyer off the top of the ladder to somebody. I think that's going to happen. I think we'll get that spot in this match. I think Breaker probably spears somebody off of a ladder or has them holding the championship. He jumps off a ladder, hits the spear, kind of like Edge to Jeff Hardy back at WrestleMania 17. I think we're going to get some crazy spots. I think this is going to be one of the best matches of the night. But at the end of it all, I think it's going to be Penta holding the championship high above his head. So give me Penta to win the Intercontinental Championship in this match and walk out with the gold. All right, up next, you got a battle for the WWE World Tag Team Championships between the War Raiders defending the title against the now heel New Day. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the New Day win the titles as a heel group. I like the War Raiders. I'm a big fan of their in-ring work as well. I think this is going to be a great match. I think these two are going to mesh very well. But I'm going to say that the New Day cheats their way to becoming the new tag team champions and takes the gold off the War Raiders. I think WWE sees a lot of dollar signs with the New Day. Probably not as much now as they did before. But I think that with the heel New Day, they want them to have the gold so they can kind of build up that story of a babyface team taking it off of them. And I don't really see a reason why the War Raiders should win. I wouldn't mind if they did because, like I said, I am a fan of the War Raiders overall as a team. But I think that the New Day is going to win the tag team championships here, probably cheat their way into a victory and become the new champions, having another tag team championship reign. So the official pick is going to be the New Day to defeat the War Raiders and become the new Tag Team Champions. I think he gets the job. I think they get the job done. And yeah, I think this is going to be a good match for however long it lasts. All right, next up for the WWE Women's Championship, you have the champion in Tiffany Stratton defending the gold against Charlotte Flair. I am so fucking sick of Charlotte Flair. I don't even want to spend time on this match because she has been handed so many championships. It makes me sick. Do I think she's a great in-ring worker? Yes. But I also think she got where she has gotten because of the name of Flair attached to her. And you can't really... I mean, listen. Is she a good wrestler? Yes. Is she a good athlete? Yes. But do I think she should have won the championship as many times as she has won it? No. I think somebody needs to get the win over Charlotte Flair at a WrestleMania. I think it should have been Rhea Ripley back at WrestleMania 36 or 37, whatever WrestleMania was during COVID. I think it was WrestleMania 36. I thought Rhea Ripley should have beaten Charlotte Flair. She didn't. I thought Asuka should have beat Charlotte Flair. She didn't. I'm going to go on a limb and say Tiffany Stratton retains the title and defeats Charlotte Flair. Is it the smartest pick? Probably not. Does Charlotte Flair probably find a way to win another championship in a match that she shouldn't win? Yeah, it's probably what's going to happen. But I'm going to be the X Factor here. I'm going to go with the X Factor, and I'm going to say Tiffany Stratton beats Charlotte Flair clean and retains her women's championship in a shocker to most fans. I think she beats Charlotte. I think she does. I think she wins. And I cannot fucking stand Charlotte Flair. I don't care about her name. I don't care about her being, Ric Flair's daughter. She's won so many titles and had so many pushes and killed so many pushes that she shouldn't have killed. And yeah, I'm over Charlotte Flair. I've been over her for years. And yeah, I'm going to go Tiffany Stratton to retain the title. Does it happen? Probably not. But give me Tiffany Stratton. Give me T-Strat. It's Tiffy time to retain the title at WrestleMania. All right, up next, you've got a battle for the Women's World Championship, the triple threat match between the champion in Skyy taking on Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. I'm going to eliminate Bianca Belair right off the bat. She doesn't need the championship. She doesn't deserve it. There's no reason for her to win here. I'm sorry if you're a Bianca Belair fan. I think she's a good wrestler. I like her. I don't think she's going to win. I don't think there's any reason for her to win. We're down now to Rhea Ripley regaining the championship or Skyy defending it and retaining the title. Drum roll, please. That was a terrible drum roll, but I'm going to go with and still. I'm going to go with Skyy to retain the Women's World Championship. She needs it more than Rhea. She needs it more than Bianca. I'm a big fan of Skyy. I think she's great. I think she's good in the ring. And she is so over with the fans. It is crazy. When her music goes off, the pop is enormous. I think she's going to retain. I think she retains the title clean. And I think she retains it by pinning Bianca Belair. I don't think they want Rhea Ripley to take the pin, and I think that's why it's a triple threat match, because they want somebody in here who can take the pin that doesn't take away from either Rhea or Skyy, and I think that's why they have Bianca in here. I think she is going to be the person to take the pin. It would be huge if Skyy pinned Rhea Ripley and she did it clean. That would be great for her career, but I really think Bianca is just in this match in order to take the loss away from Ripley or Skyy. So I'm going to say that Skyy retains. She hits her finisher on Bianca Belair, gets the 1, 2, 3, and walks out still the Women's World Champion. So give me Skyy to retain the championship. I could see Rhea Ripley winning. I don't see Bianca winning. I wouldn't mind if Rhea won, but I think it's important for Skyy to get the win at a WrestleMania and walk out as still the Women's World Champion. So give me Skyy to retain the title and pin Bianca Belair to keep Rhea Ripley safe from taking a pin. Up next, you've got the match that's actually had a pretty nice build-up the last few weeks with Gunther defending the World Championship against Jey USO. Uso's winning the title here, baby. Main event, Jey USO is becoming the World Champion and defeating Gunther at WrestleMania. That's just what's going to happen. That is what it is. You know me. for my video about Jey USO, the video that got over 650,000 views on my channel. I've talked about it before, and I'll talk about it again. I've always said that the Bloodline story was about Jey USO, and it may have taken a little bit longer than we expected, but here is the crowning moment for Jey USO. He wins the Rumble when everybody's expecting Cena to win, and, you know, provides a shocker. I think he gets the job done here at Mania. I think he beats Gunther. I think there's going to be blood. I think this match is going to go 25, 30 minutes. I think they're going to put on a great match, and I think everybody who says, oh, Jay's not ready for the main event, Jay's not good enough in the ring, you know, I think over this feud, you've seen him really kind of step up his mic work, cut one of the best promos of his career on Raw, you know, having the story with Jimmy getting attacked, Jey USO being covered in blood. Yeah, I think that this is the crowning moment for Jey USO. I feel like they've tried to make it as important as they can, but it is a little bit overshadowed by The Rock, John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Travis Scott, which is what we're going to talk about in a few short minutes. But yeah, in terms of this match, could I see Gunther retaining? Yes, but I don't see a reason for it to happen. So I'm going to say Jey USO becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion by defeating Gunther. I think he beats him clean. I think they have a hell of a match. I think Jey USO proves the doubters wrong and has one of the best matches of his career and walks out as the new World Heavyweight Champion, finally winning the main event championship and becoming main event Jey USO on the grandest stage of them all. Give me Jey USO to cash in all of his chips and hit a royal flush in Vegas and become the new World Heavyweight Champion. All right, now we get to the triple threat match, which is the main event of night one for WrestleMania. You've got Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, all kind of swirling and twirling around the big person in the center, which is Paul Heyman. Heyman was aligned with Roman Reigns. Reigns beats him up. Now, we're not expecting Roman to be aligned with Paul Heyman, but we're expecting Paul Heyman to be the person who really pushes towards the winner of this match. Who's going to win the triple threat? Because I think it's down to two people. You could take Reigns out. He's not winning. Is it CM Punk, who's going to align with Heyman and walk out winning this match? Or is it the dark horse? Is it Seth freaking Rollins, who's going to align with Paul Heyman and win this match? I think because everybody's expecting it to be Roman and everybody's expecting it to be Punk, I think it's going to be Seth. I've changed my mind because my original pick was CM Punk, but they've made it so obvious now that I think it's going to be Seth Rollins who aligns with Paul Heyman, and I think he double crosses Roman, and I think he double crosses Punk. This is going to kind of remind me of, for any of you Ruthless Aggression era fans, the match between Brock Lesnar and Big Show at Survivor Series 2002, where everybody expected Brock Lesnar to be aligned with Paul Heyman and to beat the evil heel in the Big Show. But it was Big Show who aligned with Heyman, and he double-crossed Brock Lesnar. I think this is a scenario where he's already been with Roman Reigns, but he's a conniving little shit. Everybody's expecting him to be with Punk, and then Punk to potentially factor into the main event championship match on night two. I don't think either of those things happen. I think it's the person that nobody expects to win that's going to win. And I think it's Rollins. You know, Rollins kind of helped Cena win the Chamber. Rollins has kind of been looking like he's going to align with The Rock, because, you know, he's dressed in like the Hollywood Rock. He's wore the turtleneck with the chain on Raw before, and on the pay-per-views looking like an old, you know, Rock. I think what's going to happen is that Rollins is going to align with Heyman. He's going to win this match. So my pick is Seth Rollins to win. But I think it's going to play into the next night of WrestleMania, and I think Rollins is going to end up joining The Rock and John Cena at the end of the show. But we're going to get into that with the main event prediction. But for the main event of night one, even though, like I said, this is kind of out of order, I got to go with Rollins, because I think everybody's expecting it to be Punk. And I think they're going to do something that makes it not be Punk who wins this match. So I would like to see Punk win. I just don't think it's going to happen, and I don't think Roman wins this match because there's no reason for him to. So give me Seth Rollins to align with Paul Heyman and win the main event for night 1 of WrestleMania. I'm going to say Seth Rollins is the newest Paul Heyman guy coming out of Las Vegas. All right, and now for the main event, the most anticipated match of WrestleMania weekend. You have the champion in Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Undisputed Championship against the now heel John Cena, aligned with The Rock and Travis Scott. We know that Cena's winning this match. 100% John Cena is winning. But the question is, what does the end of WrestleMania look like? Because I guarantee you it's not just going to be a match where Cena finds a way to win with the help of The Rock and that's it at the end of Mania. There's going to be something crazy that happens to cap off WrestleMania weekend. And to be honest with you guys, I don't know what it's going to be. So the pick for the match is John Cena to win. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, Cody Rhodes has a chance. No, John Cena's going to win. But I hear a lot of people saying that Seth Rollins is going to join the group of John Cena, The Rock, and Travis Scott. And I wouldn't be surprised. You know, I think it would be a cool thing for Rollins to align with Heyman and be like, oh yeah, I'm on your side. And then at the end of night 2, you have Seth turn on Heyman and he aligns with The Rock. So it could be The Rock, Seth Rollins, John Cena, and Travis Scott. I think that would be cool. That's just something I'm kind of throwing out there. And I think that could happen. But I don't know where this is going to lead to, because I really think that after everything's said and done, we're going to get a Roman Reigns and a Rock match. I think we're going to get it. Maybe it's next year at WrestleMania 42. But I think we're going to get Roman versus The Rock. And that kind of factors into how everything here plays out. And I don't know. I'm going to pick John Cena to win. I think that's the no-brainer pick for who's going to win the main event of WrestleMania. But how is the show going to end? You know, is CM Punk going to win? Is it going to be Punk aligning with Heyman and cashing in his world title shot to go after John Cena? And then it's like Punk and Heyman versus The Rock and John Cena and you know, playing into that. Is it going to be Seth who aligns with Heyman and then turns his back on him to join The Rock, and then Heyman goes back with Punk? And there's so many different if, ands, or buts. And I think the winner of this match is predictable. But what happens after and during this match is what is unpredictable about it. And I have no idea. So the pick, again, like I've already said twice, I'll say it again. I'm picking John Cena to defeat Cody Rhodes and become the new champion. But I feel like something's going to happen after the match. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't. I'm excited to see it. I think something crazy is going to happen to cap off WrestleMania. But the pick is John Cena, and something insane is going to happen after the match. But yeah, that's it for my WrestleMania predictions. Let me know your conspiracy theories, your thoughts, your feelings in the comment section below. Let me know what your picks are for Mania. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Any face turns, any heel turns, etc., etc. But yeah, the pick is John Cena. Give me John Cena to become the new undisputed WWE champion and bring gold to the faction with Travis Scott and The Rock and maybe a new member. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell with a you can't see me so you don't miss any future uploads from the premier pro wrestling and mixed martial arts channel on YouTube. I'm your host, Double M, and I'm out.